we're here and watching some more Higurashi. And of course, why not? Because they're taking the fight directly back to them, coming up with a plan, bringing on expertise in various forms. How exactly are they going to win out against such a highly funded, highly trained army? Of course, with the photographer potentially being captured, how's that going to hinder the plan? Is it going to continue on the path of what the universe and fate has decreed? Or is there actual hope in this one? Considering it's the first time Hanyu has kind of been front and center helping the group, it needs to pay off. But fighting against fate and gods themselves is tricky. Fun though. Let's watch some Higurashi. Well, that was a bit loud. But as always, I am always looking forward to more Higurashi. A show that has been much more than I would have initially pegged just on the offset of it. Onset? Considering the source material and its interesting art style, the visual novel, unfortunately, it probably would have been something that I would have overlooked. And I'm glad that I have the channel and the opportunity to force myself into watching something, because this is one hell of a show. I do really wonder, though, if this, the first season was focusing on the characters with their own failures. Keiichi's paranoia, Rena's insistence on the curse and that fallout, Shion and whatnot. Well, and this season is about the fight back. What's going to be in the future ones? So, what are they going to... And is, unfortunately, now just... letting them draw it in. Wait, was the phone call a distraction? I mean, because it did say, the amount of rings will let us know. So trying to get them to focus on that, take the attention away from him just getting the hell out. Not very steady. Hell of a shot, though. Three, 4. It means we've been found. So it's basically, which of these is the lesser of two evils? Is it going to be a complete failure? Just get out, run? Can he escape their clutches with the amount of cameras and observation around? Especially after now you know that you've blown your cover. immediately turn on his heels. I'd say as long as he's still alive, getting down that side of the cliff is one of the best outcomes there. Are they going to come across a scene of that car and be like, oh, okay, we're now embroiled into the middle of it? Also, did I completely overlook that Shion has been left out entirely of all of the planning and meetings and what the hell's going on? Well, he's in the right hands, at least. Fast observation. The fact he's seen a blown tyre like that and thought, well, that looks like a bullet hole. I mean, it could be a many a thing, but sure. Maybe he's seen more than his fair share, so can immediately identify it. Can't be too safe. Try and throw them off a little. He'll keep eye in front. Just civilian, so the guy that reported it doesn't know who it was. Maybe only saw the car. Oh, okay, so they are secondary. Well, of course, the planet at large doesn't need them. You know, if you're gonna have a transmitter like that, maybe don't make it beep and light up. Of course, they wouldn't have expected there to be a tracker or anything in his clothes. She's just trying to enjoy a nice evening out and a time back in the village. At least they've, wiped him up a little. They are not entirely sure of this. Maybe it's just the delivery guy. Did they order out anything from Amazon? And they left the door open for any potential visitors. Wow, he's really hog-tied. Does she need to be so kind of provocative? They didn't make it very far, did they? This is a replay. To get them all. Oh, they won't be getting through without some sort of like acetylene torch. Yeah, you have been brought into the... I didn't expect the art style and the comedy section of it to be so prominent, but, Shion not really being all in on this. Yeah, how many acres do they have on the land? Yeah, even if it is a the festival and stuff. Celebration. Are they going to see the plastic explosion? Oh no. Also, do they have anyone that they can call in for backup or help right now? They've cut the phone lines. I mean, it would be one of the first things you would do. And then the power. I mean, cut forms of communication. It's step one, really. So they can't. A little harder to do nowadays since everyone's got a cell phone. Fireworks? That is a lot. Although, the sound of C4 is a little different than fireworks. Although, not sure you'd really be questioning it too much. Oh no, not the pit. The amount of times we've seen... Well, we haven't really seen it that often, but when we've seen it. Why is she just jumping in and being this... I guess she knows the least of the plan, wasn't in on it all. That's probably wise. So she's the least vital to things, to the goings on. Yeah, watch your step. Being carved out of the rock itself, it's going to be a little slippy. The fact that this is what Rika's on about, knowing that... Oh, they've got night vision goggles. The saving of the village, that's kind of secondary now. It's just fighting the constant summer. That's predominantly on her mind. Any particular reason why you have that model of firearm? And did he have a shotgun? She's had practice. Also, well, hopefully whatever she just whispered there will become in vital. But also, yeah, he needs to fight back against fate, so he needs to travel down. In the next world. Don't shout, you're letting them know that they're there. They wouldn't have to search for you. I mean, the fact that she's losing heart now. Well, maybe they should have backed down the tunnel a little further. Can you prove this? What did they use? I mean, and also that's not proving that she's just unconscious. I mean, it is a long drop, but if all of them brace for impact, she might get out with minor injuries. Are you gonna throw away that sacrifice? But what is the fallback here? Huh. Her name for... I've forgotten his name now. For her brother. But in the feminine, for Shion, how much she's attached herself to her. With whatever power she has left. Wow. Calm down, don't lose yourself. What, if things... I was going to say things can change, but yeah. Don't wait on the grace of gods. Make your own miracles. What, they would be... True. But... would they be content with not capturing, Irie as well? It's a long climb. Is there anything to say that once she has climbed the ladder, they won't just, grenade? Well, that... And then what are you going to do? How are you going to report back? Little boys. The fact that she has such a presence, both of mind and of spirit, that if she wasn't part of this constant rewind world, would be impossible for her to carry out. Is she going to stand, chest puffed out and tooled against him? Is she so... Well, I can't really bite her tongue like that yet. Things will be different. That this isn't the last... Police? Oh, that's the vial got... The one who's been running all the time. Hiding amongst them. Waiting for his moment. What's he get... Oh! Yeah, maybe don't, go at him one at a time. Form a line, lads. Let him punch each of us. Combo. Finish him. He's a fucking boss. This is not... He missed. This is not what I would have expected, especially caving in a vehicle like that with a punch. What, are they actually turning tail and fleeing? Ah! They woke up. But what? How exactly did they pretend to be unconscious? Did they just lie down and be like, ugh? Was it after, like, a stun grenade or something went in that we didn't hear? But for that to be the culmination of the episode, unless we're being bluffed, the only one in danger at the minute is Tomatake, since he's still captured. If the entire village isn't just wiped out systematically, but still, yeah, having this fight back, most of it, granted, being off screen. I would have liked to see a little bit of gunplay, but can't exactly get everything we like that. Hand-to-hand combat was fairly decent. Didn't drop his guard. Some of those attacks were pretty swift. How much training did he have, while away from the village? But considering they all had, all the ones with guns went into the residence and went down, they left everyone that wasn't armed outside, so they could lose in a bout of fisticuffs. Whatever. It was enjoyable, even if the tactics on the other side was a little scatterbrained. Well, huh. Ah, so it wasn't fervent to the plans or anything. Ah, Satoshi. It wasn't fervent, it was that in case you know a little thing or two of me. He just vanished. And he knows this with certainty. Tell me, Irie, were you part of the reason we saw him being taken inside after the buying of the bear? Is there a particular reason you're covering her ears? And from that we can kind of guess what it could pertain to. Unless the further seasons are past this summer and this issue that has happened, I can't see it all going to shit now if you've had this fight back in success. And if there's the possibility of seeing Satoshi again and he's alive, and then going to the festival. I'm guessing Takano is going to have, one big push back against all of this, using Tomatake as maybe a hostage, depends how much they actually care. But being thwarted at most turns. Thinking they've found Rika, getting her in their grasp, letting her slip through again. Is there going to be some punishments doled out? You know, for a crack elite squad that they are, letting someone infiltrate their ranks and make a fool out of them, especially the head guy. Is she going to need to, you know, make an example of them, decimate the ranks like the old Romans generals or centurions? Well, you failed me, so 1 in 10. Off you go, get on the slab. We'll use you for the next bout of experiments. Considering the armory of the Sonozakis, is it just a distinguished collection where they have a variety of firearms? Or do they have a certain penchant for Kalashnikovs? Was it also because that's the only gun that kind of the layman would know? Gun? What do you think of? Kalashnikov. AK. Maybe a Glock. Or 1911. But not the names for them, probably. But with this success, it doesn't feel as though they're fighting back against fate and the universe itself. Might help if I center that. It feels more as though the universe has decided, you know what, you kind of deserve this one, I'll help out a little. Throw a bit of good luck your way. Everything seems to fall in place exactly when needed. The idea of the phone call, that was a good setup. I'm glad it was paid off like that. If we just saw him stare at the phone and then, you know, go off, we can understand for ourselves what happened, considering the call before. But seeing him actually wait it out added to that level of extra bit of tension, I think. I don't think it's going to do it, but it would be incredibly funny if we have all of this build up, all of this, everyone coming together to fight back, all of this minor success and miracles and standing up for themselves and their friends and whatnot, just for it to all flip and fail immediately in the next episode. I don't think it's going to do that, but Higurashi has proven me wrong in the past. And if anything, it would be quite a shock. Well, not so much now because I've stated it out loud, but it would be quite a shock. But of course, what will come first? The final climax of this adventure, or Shion going to, I'm guessing, the clinic? Is he going to be resting up on some gurney somewhere, strapped to a bunch of monitors and IV drips? He's been there, would have been there for a while. Were they trying to figure out, or hang on, if it's done completely without Takano's knowledge, first Irie had to find a room. This is if it is still the clinic, but that's where we last saw Satoshi. So had to find a room to put him in that she wouldn't go in or mess with. And if she did know about it, why would he be kept around? Unless it was to try and figure out some sort of actual cure from the final stages. We've had Sadako with the lessening the symptoms and trying to offset it. Seems that bloodline and family were very important in all of this. And of course, the biggest question of all, if they're going to reveal Satoshi as being alive and well, is Sadako going to finally get that bear. Surprise, your brother's alive, and big toy. Sorry about the wait. I guess we'll have to find out by watching the next episode. Higurashi being a show where it can take many twists and turns. The things it's set up before has always been in place, and it's done that subversion and double bluffing, making you think that there's supernatural elements going on. So actually, no, it's all perfectly reasonable, somewhat reasonable. And then having the follow through of it. How many more plot points have yet to be spoken of? Still left hanging there. Or set up for the future. We'll have to see. If you enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like on the video. Consider subscribing to not miss out future uploads. Maybe even jump onto my Discord for notifications, comments, good emotes and gifts, and maybe in a vote or two. Although, I'm not sure when the next one will be. Anyway, if I've missed anything, or if you just want to tell me that I'm doing a terrible job, leave a comment down below. Most importantly, get yourself some rest. Be careful on any ladders, no matter how sturdy they may seem. And I'll see you in the next one. If he was under surveillance, hang on, he's just ran out of the Queen Carrier's house and they were chasing him. Did they not wait back, or did they not question that the group sent after him didn't come back? So, report. No, nothing. No, not answering. That must have been a tea break. Still stealing their uniform. Good that he found one in his size.